This is a pig named Pip. Pig gets a piece of suburban land. Pig builds an American-style house on it and plants a maple tree in the front yard. Pig can't just pick up the house and move it. Pig can't walk the tree around, and Pig definitely can't move the ground. That's real estate. Technically, Pig can demolish the house and rebuild, or hire someone to relocate the tree. But the land itself? It stays put. If Pig wants a change, Pig has to sell it and buy another plot. That is land. Pig puts up a massive no trespassing sign. Any pig who wants to enter must ask for Pig's permission. Pig can build a tool shed or let a buddy camp out there. That's property rights. The town has plenty of land. Pig casually moves the fence to steal a piece of the neighbor's yard. The neighbor pig isn't having it and pulls out a shotgun to talk things through. Uncle Sam steps in to mediate and hands each pig a legal document. The government defines exact property lines so they stop fighting. That document is the property deed. The local council wants the town to look like New York. They draw a futuristic map and split it into zones: administrative, residential, industrial, and nightlife. That is zoning. Each zone has strict size and density limits, which is the zoning area. On that map, the council marks a few premium central spots, the most vibrant and lucrative. Investors call this prime real estate. A trust fund pig inherits a massive, empty ranch. Pig splits this ranch into hundreds of tiny lots and puts them up for sale. That is subdivision. Pig asks the council to build a home. That approved area is the residential zone. If Pig wants to grow carrots, Pig must move to fertile outer areas, known as the agricultural zone. If Pig wants to build a factory making canned carrots to sell on TikTok Shop, Pig must stay far away from houses to avoid lawsuits. That's the industrial zone. If Pig wants to build a casino or a Disney Pig theme park, Pig has to apply for a large service plot called the commercial zone. Even if the land is Pig's and the deed has Pig's name, what to build and how many floors it can have depends entirely on the real estate law and building codes. Seeing a huge piece of prime real estate, Pig wants to build a mini city with housing, schools, hospitals, and pubs to party. That's an urban township. Pig makes detailed 3D blueprints. That's a real estate project. Pig raises capital, hires contractors, and manages everything from A to Z. Pig is the developer. Pig splits the project. Empty plots for buyers to build their own homes are called plotted land. Pig builds huge houses with big yards that fit 2 SUVs. Those are mansions. Next to them are smaller houses, sharing walls and lined up along the street, known as townhouses. Pig also builds similar units, but the first floor has large glass windows to open a Star Pig's coffee shop, while the upper floors are for living. That's a mixed-use shop house. Realizing that mansions waste too much land, Pig decides to stack them up. Pig builds 10 units on one floor, then stacks dozens of floors on top. That is a condominium. On the top floor, with $1 million city view, Pig merges 2 floors into one ultra-spacious unit and sells it at a ridiculous price. That is a penthouse. When pricing, if larger land costs more, that's based on land size. For apartments, more indoor living space means a higher price, calculated by gross floor area. All these calculation tactics are real estate valuation. Once finished, Pig opens sales. Pigs flock to buy, creating real estate trading activity. Pig finds a buyer, closes the deal, and transfers the title, which is a property transfer. Young pigs want a place to live, but have no money to buy. Pig rents out the units and collects monthly checks. That's property leasing. To be safe, both sides agree on the price and closing date, then sign a legal document, keeping one copy each. That is the purchase agreement. To prevent ghosting or backing out of the deal, they go to a notary public to get it stamped. Anyone who breaks it gets penalized. This step is notarization. During an economic recession, Pig puts up a for sale sign, but gets 0 bites. Pig hires a realtor. When the realtor sells the house, Pig pays a commission. That's real estate brokerage. Seeing how lucrative this is, Pig opens a firm, hires agents to connect buyers and sellers, and handles paperwork from A to Z. That's a real estate agency. Pig moves to a new project, draws flashy 3D renders, and sells before breaking ground. Early birds get discounts. Buying on this faith is buying in the primary market. A pig buys when the foundation is just poured, waits until the building is halfway up, and flips it to another pig for a profit. That is the secondary market. A scammer promises huge returns, takes deposits from hundreds of pigs, and flees to the Bahamas. Years later, the land is still an empty field. That's a phantom development. Losing money to scams, many pigs go broke. Uncle Sam feels bad and builds cheap housing for them to rent or buy with low rates so they can work and pay taxes. That is affordable housing. But what if a pig is too broke for even affordable housing? They go to a bank for a mortgage. The bank keeps the house as collateral. If Pig defaults, the bank forecloses. Pig buys a house, sees the market surging, and flips it the next week for a quick profit. That is property flipping. On the flip side, Pig uses that money to buy a bigger house and holds it for years, waiting for the neighborhood to develop for a massive payday. That's a long-term investment. Pig invests in a beachside condo in Miami. Pig rents it out to tourists, splits the profits with the hotel management, and gets a few free vacation days a year. That's a condotel. Pig's condotel goes viral on TikTok. Everyone wants a piece of land nearby, causing prices to skyrocket by the hour. That's a housing craze. Listings get cash offers instantly, showing high liquidity. The craze doesn't stop. Every plot becomes gold, then diamond. Prices get pumped 10 times higher than actual value. That is a housing bubble. When prices get absurd, no one buys anymore. The bubble bursts. Prices plummet, but people still look away because trust is gone. That's a market crash. The market goes into a market freeze. Countless sellers, 0 buyers. Realtors end up working shifts at McDonald's. Pig is drowning in mortgage debt and desperate for cash. So Pig is forced to sell at a massive loss just to get out. That is a short sale. And this is still Pig. Seeing others get rich off real estate, Pig tried to flip houses, only to end up right back at square one, broke. As for me, I'm going to sleep, because that's the only place I can be a millionaire. Bye.